Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Microsoft Pulse. Today we have Tom Duff and myself, Tamara Bredemus, bringing you the latest and greatest from the Microsoft roadmap. We're going to dissect it in 3 different groupings. The first one will be in development. This is all the stuff that Microsoft is currently working on. Then we'll roll on to rolling out, and that's what's rolling out to each one of the tenants. Finally, we'll hit launched, and if there's anything in there, we'll also bring to you the canceled items. So, Tom, why don't you go ahead and start us off with in development?
Sure, I can do that. So one of the ones that looked kind of interesting is OneDrive Create with Templates. You've always been able to go into OneDrive, say new, and add a Word document or something like that. But now they're going to be refreshing the file creation experience, and this is OneDrive for Web, where you initiate by clicking the Add New button. Soon, clicking the Add New button in OneDrive will give you the option to create a blank file or choose from a selection a high quality, beautifully designed Word, Excel, and PowerPoint templates to jumpstart your work. For those of us who are graphically and designerly challenged, this is like awesome stuff. I'm looking forward to that. We'll see how that ends up coming out. And then one thing that they're putting out in the Microsoft Teams Admin Center, which I think is going to be really helpful, and that is an external domain activity report. So what that basically means is this report will show Teams administrators which domains their users are communicating with, available for both those with Open Federation on and those with explicit allow lists. And there's always the thing of, hey, who are we sharing with? Who's this data going to? And sometimes it's kind of hard to nail that down. Giving you a report actually within the Teams admin center, I think will be terribly useful. So I'm looking forward to that one.
Fabulous. Anything else you want to bring up?
Okay, I'll go ahead and go with 2 of the other ones I had on my list. They're both Microsoft Teams tags related. One is tags will be supported in private channels. So you're now going to be able to use team tags to mention groups of people in private channels. Also tags in shared channels. So they're going to use the same type of things to be able to notify a group of people within a shared channel. Those are both due on or in February of 2024, and they're going to worldwide tenant. Doesn't look like any of the more secured tenants are going to be seeing that one in the near future.
Okay. In development, I'm looking at Microsoft Viva. Viva Goals, you can create goal tabs in Microsoft Teams chats and channels. So users will be able to add Viva Goals as a tab in Microsoft Teams chat or channel so that they can see their goals in the flow of work. So you won't have to leave Teams to see what your goals are.
That's
And
always
then,
nice.
yeah, that's what I thought. And then Teams channel announcements in Viva Connections. So frontline workers licensed is a licensed user and is app mentioned in the Teams channel announcement, the announcement will display in Viva Connections so that user can find all their important updates in a single place. I wonder if that works if you app mention the team.
I don't know, but I can see, especially with frontline workers who don't necessarily have access to a computer on a regular basis, being able
Mm-hmm.
to consolidate that information in one area and be able to see it all at one time, I think is a really good move.
Great. Anything else in development you wanted to hit on?
I'm okay with going into rolling out.
All right, let's go there. Why don't you start us off in rolling out, Tom?
So, Microsoft Teams, decorate your background. Woohoo, premium. Create more personal and engaging backgrounds by applying advanced effects. This will only be available in the new Microsoft Teams experience. And as I happen to mention in the title, premium. So you've got to have the new teams, you've got to be spending extra money for it. And if you do all those things, you're going to have new personal engaging backgrounds that you can play with. Also, the thing that is rolling out that I think a lot of people are looking forward to, with the exception it's going to cost more money, that is SharePoint Microsoft 365 Archive for Sites. This feature enables you to save on cost of storage exceeding the quota limit by archiving the inactive sites in SharePoint. I know that we've got really old sites that were from before our SharePoint 2010 to SharePoint Online migration. And when you look at the last modified dates, they're all in 2019, which is when we did the migration. So it'd be really nice to go through there, but you've always got the people like, oh my God, no, I can't delete that. I'm afraid I'll delete something
Right
I
from my
need.
cold dead hands.
Yeah, culturally, it's like hold on to everything. I think having this archive thing where you can push it off somewhere else, still have it out there if you need to, but it's not going to be counting against your regular space allocation is a great idea. It's going to be counting against whatever money you're spending to archive all these things. But I really like the idea of being able to have an official archive. We'll have people quite often say, I want to archive this site. And I'm like, yeah, archive's a funny term because it doesn't mean what you think it means in the SharePoint world, and pretty much it's roll your own. So I'm looking
Yep.
forward to this one.
Now, one thing that I thought was very interesting is this isn't rolling out, but it's not supposed to roll out until March 2024.
I think they're going to slow roll this one.
Yeah, from tenant to tenant.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
I was looking at OneNote. A new Notes tab will appear when creating a standard Teams channel. So when creating a new standard channel, a new Notes tab will be automatically created, and each team will have a dedicated OneNote workbook, and each channel will have its own section, making it easier on the work group to add their notes.
Yeah, and we've had that in the worldwide tenant. This one is rolling out to DoD, GCC High, and GCC. It's basically the replacement for wikis. So
makes me so happy.
yeah.
And then Microsoft Teams, remove items from your activity feed. This makes me so excited.
Yeah.
Because I use my activity feed to make sure that I'm getting stuff done. I check app mentions, I check everything. So users will be able to remove items they no longer need from their activity feed, helping users stay on top of their notifications. Tom, was there anything else you wanted to talk about in rolling out?
I'll just mention it because I know that this was talked about in one of the sessions I attended at a local user group meeting having to do with Copilot and things like that. And that is in the Microsoft 365 Admin Center. There's now a new Adoption Score AI Assistance category. So this introduces a new People Experiences category in adoption scores. And the new category helps organizations understand the adoption of Microsoft Copilot features in Microsoft 365. Now, considering that you're having to pay pretty significant money to use this stuff, it's probably best that you have some way to track how effectively or how much period your company is actually using it. So I think this was critical for a lot of people actually deciding to go down that path because they finally have a way to track how effective that money that they're spending is going to be. So good stuff.
Great. What do you have in launch you'd like to talk about?
Outlook, modern translation and Outlook on the web. In Outlook, you can translate words, phrases, and full messages when you need them. You can also set Outlook to automatically translate messages you receive in other languages. When you receive an email message in another language, you'll see a prompt at the top of the message asking if you'd like Outlook to translate it into your preferred language. This has been in the commercial client for quite some time. This particular entry here means that it's been rolled out now to DoD, GCC High, and GCC, which for, large worldwide type clients, especially government entities, the fact that you can have that communication and translation going on, I think is a game changer for being able to communicate effectively across those country zones and stuff like that. So good stuff.
Agreed.
That's the only thing I had.
All right. One thing I'm always interested in metadata and simplifying your metadata. So this Microsoft Viva Goals, customizable goal terms. So organizations and teams now have the flexibility to customize terminology in line with their own goal setting methodology and preferences beyond the OKR framework. So I really like that. You can start using the vernacular for your organization, and it's going to make it easier. Your users won't have to translate what they see.
Well, and that makes such a huge difference. I know that as support person for SharePoint and stuff, people go, I need help with my folders. Okay, you're saying folders, but I'm pretty sure what you're thinking about in folders is not really what a folder is. So being able to nail down that terminology and, in this case, use your own terminology and actually have it defined correctly out there is really good.
Great. And we only have one item that's been canceled, and that's Microsoft Teams chat between multi-tenant organization contacts with that will default to external chat. So this is for GCC and worldwide. It's canceled because it'll be included in the broader roadmap communication about multi-tenant organization, MTO, improvements. So one-on-one chat between multi-tenant organization contacts will now default to external chat, creating a single conversation thread. As part of this change, the existing business-to-business chat threads will be available as read-only. So just be aware, if you're waiting for that, you're going to wait a little bit longer.
So why don't you move back just a little bit? And I'll say dear because she is my wife. Show them the top of your Christmas hat. I'm sure after we're done with this meeting, she's going to come in and ask me to go ahead and kiss her under the mistletoe, which is basically hanging from her head here. So,
which is basically anywhere I'm at.
Pretty much, yes. I'm going to be on the hook all day long for this one.
Yes. All right. Well, we will not be here next week, but we'll be here the week after that. But we'll probably do the recording on Tuesday as opposed to January 1st, because I will be sleeping on January 1st. So thank you for joining us for the Microsoft Pulse. We hope that you found some information that was helpful, and tune in next time. Thanks, everybody.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.